Coach, could you start us off?
All right, SEC Big 12 Challenge. The Texas Tech team is who we're facing on Saturday, early game. Of course, it's for the conference rights. It's a big game on our schedule, and we get away from SEC play. But we know that Texas Tech, coached by Coach Beard, he's done an excellent job there, really just coming in and creating a great culture, defensive-minded team. They're one of the tops in defensive, I think, holding people to field goal percentages, scoring, and three-point percentages. So you know it's going to be one of those games where it's a grind-out game, and if it's at their pace, then I think that favors them. And of course, we like to hopefully push the tempo. And in order to do that, you got to be able to make shots, and so you can get into your defense. But very good basketball team. Culliver, probably first team, maybe even be All-American. I know he's going to be all Big 12 player. He's a sophomore. They have a lot of grad transfers. The Mooney kid, very good basketball player. The Owens kid, 6'10" kid. So it's a team that's well balanced. Obviously, they have a featured guy in Culver, but I think they have some really good players on the basketball team. They play extremely well at home, and they're coming off some losses very much as we had as well. So it's another opportunity for us to get better and find out a little bit more about our basketball team. Can our defense travel? Offensively, can we travel? Especially getting into a better rhythm in the second half against Missouri last night. So again, it's a great opportunity, a great challenge, but it's a great opportunity for our guys to have an opportunity to play against someone out of conference. And it's kind of interesting because you're grinding, and all of a sudden you jump out of conference play, but it's the next game on our schedule.
Mike, this is going to be in a 5-game span. This will be the 4th team you've played that's currently in the top 25. How tough a stretch is that, especially for a young team? I guess what are the positives and the negatives of having such a tough schedule right now?
I guess the positive, you're playing some of the best. If you want to be one of the best, then you got to play those teams and to find out where you are. But it's a great opportunity as well. The challenge is with the young basketball team that you want to make sure the psyche is they're playing with confidence. I think that's the big thing. Play with confidence. So that's why every game's a big game, and that was a big game against Missouri. So our guys go in there with a better mindset going in. But they got to understand they're playing against a tremendous defensive basketball team, and it's going to take a great effort. And I think so. Playing those games, I think they know the kind of effort they got to do it, and they got to do it for 40 minutes. It can't be 20 minutes, and you can't go in there and getting off to a slow start. Get there good, they're good at home, as all teams are.
Offensively, is Mason Jones kind of going through what Isaiah did a few games ago?
That seems like it. It just seems like he ain't making some shots. He missed some chippy layups. And with a guy that scores like that, you got to do something to get yourself going, especially early on, whether we get to the free throw lines or making a layup. But he's doing some other things I think contribute, and they're just probably pressing a little bit. Next game, hopefully he'll show up for us because we'll need him to show up. I think Isaiah is starting to play. I said last night, he's playing with a little bit more urgency. It seems like playing a little stronger now, and I think that's the maturity of this basketball team. You get more and more guys that are starting to play at the level that we hope they do. I hope they would be playing. Reggie Chaney, you can see he's a guy that can play above the rim, and his activeness on defense and being able to score around the basket. And I think he had like 3 or 4 assists last night. Tell you what, that means a lot for a team that likes to get up and down the floor. You got a forward of that caliber.
Mike, I assume they're primarily a man-to-man team. I haven't seen them play like a little bit with K-State the other night, but what is it that makes their defense so good?
I think their defense is, I think they call it a pack defense, where they pack it in there, and but at the same time, they, according to scouting reports, they're going to get out to the shooters, and they're going to make it difficult, around the basket. So you got to be able to, and they want a grind out game. I think that's what they want. They want the pace to be in the 50s and the 60s, and that's where they're comfortable at. So that's, but I think defensively, I think they're really all engaged on the same page. Guys coming off the bench, same mindset, and they got some older guys on that team as well.
It's really, sounds like it's gonna be hard to score against their set defense. What do you do to maybe create the turnovers that we had last night where you can get some fast break
I
points?
play defense ourselves. I think play defense. I mean, get stops. I mean, play defense, get in passing lanes. We got some kids that waiting open for transition. We play transition basketball. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to score sometimes in the half court as well. Get to the free throw line. There are a lot of ways to score by, and so we've got to be on point. We got to be able to help one another get over, get the ball to our shooter, get Dan going on the inside. Utilize, there's some advantage that we have, and we've got to take advantage of it.
Is Daniel maybe the biggest advantage you have?
I think he's one of them. I think his size and athletic, what he brings to the table. I think that's big. You know, open the floor with him. We got some guys that can attack off the dribble. So again, we're gonna have to be able to execute, whether we have forward transition, we got to be able to execute. But I think defense, it's kind of what we want to hang our hats on.
They've lost 3 in a row. I mean, they're obviously a really good team. They've lost 3 in a row. What do you expect from them? They're at home. They've lost 3 in a row. What do you expect?
I think they're a great league. I mean, just like we lost 4 in a row. I mean, when you're in a great league, that can happen. And you start kind of in your mind. You start playing games with yourself in your mind. But I think Beard's a good coach, and he's got some experienced guys. So I'm sure those guys are looking forward to getting back home and trying to right the ship.
Chris Beard, Big 12, he spoke very highly. You said that you reached out to him when he got the ULR job, sent him texts when they, had a great year, invited him to your golf tournament. I don't think it was in Vega, and he said you really appreciated that you sort of, reached out to him, him being in a smaller school in the state. How would you describe your all's relationship? I guess how come you decide to do that, to reach out to him like you did?
I think he was coming in. I mean, he had a great track record. I think he coached Division II, I think, and he did a great job there. And so just welcome him to our state. That's all. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would hope somebody would welcome me into the state. And just like I said, seemed a genuine guy, and just one of those hardworking guys. Sometimes there are guys can kind of you think about the route you go to get where you are, and there's some similarities. His team, they eat and breathe on defense. Kids play hard, play together. I think he's doing it the right way.
With Danny, do you think you could ever have another game where he didn't get a foul, or is that maybe a once-in-a-lifetime deal last night?
Well, I just want him to go out and play and enjoy the game. You saw him enjoy the game. I was just watching tape, and I think the shot he right there before the halftime, I think he thought he threw it up. It just went up in the net, but he shot off the backboard. But when I just saw a joy in his face, of enjoying the game, having fun with it. And the fouls, obviously, sometimes they call them, they don't call them. But I thought he did a good job of really just playing position defense, and hopefully that could be a trend for us. Because before that he was getting 2 bang bang quickers. And but hopefully we'll have the opportunity to give him some rest. I think that's a big key with Dan. He's got to get some rest. If he doesn't, then I think that's when the fouling takes place. And you start reaching and lunging and not playing athletic.
All right, Coach.